you know, Dogcity's been around for almost as long as we've been together. So it's still a part of our relationship, and Evie has just joined into that as well. So it was a really easy transition bringing her here and opening her up to a whole other family as well. Her face lights, she's almost 2, so her face lights up when she gets in here. She starts running, and she will confidently strut in with the dogs and get them all to sit.
She'll walk up to the staff and fist bump them
yeah.
to say hello. Yeah,
I think it's made easier by knowing that we're offering her an opportunity that perhaps she wouldn't have got.
When we were looking to expand and looking for this second part of Dogcity, the biggest part was, outside of obviously client access, locality, in terms of the actual building, was making sure that Evie could be a part of it. And we weren't going to settle for anything that didn't actually completely suit the work-life balance in terms of having Evie here.
Because isn't that what small business is about? It's a family feel. I think that's something that's really special about Dogcity. It is a family feel, and it wouldn't be right if Evie wasn't here.
Well, hi Daniel and Alex. It's
Hello.
an absolute pleasure to be here in Dogcity.
The happiest place in the world.
It's our pleasure
so
to have
welcome.
you here.
Great. I'm very excited for our next episode of Be the Drop. I believe you've got an item of significance. We do. And so if you could explain that and how it connects you with your business and community.
This is Fergus. So Fergus represents a lot for us professionally and personally. So Fergus, Daniel and I have a really quick backstory. So we met each other in December. We got Fergus in...
Not December of last year.
No.
Because that'd be a really quick story.
Wow. We met each other in December, then we moved in together, got Fergus, which he was a very special needs dog who took a lot of time and kind of showed us this whole different side to dog ownership that we didn't know. And being the crazy dog person that I am, I rang Daniel one day as I was driving down King William Street in Kent Town and was like, oh my goodness, there's Dogcity Daycare. We must bring Fergus there. So we went in, we brought Fergus, and it was Fergus's happy place with all of his special needs. So he couldn't really be anywhere else, but he could be there. And so we were at Dogcity on a weekend with one of the trainers doing a little workshop, and he mentioned that the business was for sale. And I think it was the first time our subconscious woke up to, wow, I think business ownership is something we could really, really do and something we'd really love. And I think we hadn't considered that in ourselves.
I don't think the owners took us very seriously in the beginning because I think I was 26.
Yeah, I was 24.
I would have been 26 and 24, and so we got in touch about purchasing this business. And she went, 2 kids that just love dogs.
Yeah.
So in the beginning kind of had that, okay, but no. But a bit of persistence and...
Yes, yeah. And a few months of kind of this whole new world that we didn't actually know, and we really didn't know what we were in for. And we do attribute our business to Fergus because he was the reason we came across it. He's the reason we got involved and so heavily invested. So then we had Fergus, we had the business, and it was deep end. We were learning what we were doing. And then we quite horrifically lost Fergus when he was 18 months old. It was really, really awful. And so now Fergus is obviously not part of the business physically, but he represents why we do what we do. He's our why. So yes, we're a business. This is why we're here, for dogs. We're here because we want to be their home when they're not at home. So every single dog, and we have a mantra in here, we have to love them like they're our own, and our staff do. Our staff come in on their days off to see certain dogs, and we have particular rosters that are around specific dogs because we know that those dogs are maybe a little concerned and they respond really well to a certain staff member, and they're our why. We want to help dogs. What we do is more than dog daycare. We're trying to really change the way dogs socialise and that dogs can kind of be a part of our community and our society. We think we've got a really important role to play in that.
To be honest, we owe a lot to our business manager and accountant for helping us through in the beginning. Julian, he is amazing. He's at our beck and call. Every time we've ever needed something explained, we were unsure, he was always our go-to.
He guided us when we didn't know what we were doing, and that's, I think something that Daniel and I do really well is we just trust instantly. And I think a lot of it was a blur.
Yeah.
You know, I kind of liken it to the first 4 months of having our daughter. It was a blur. I had sleep deprivation. You're in the deep end. You don't know what you're doing. New business ownership was exactly like that as well. And you're trying to be the very best you can be at something that you've never done before.
Yeah.
I think it was really helpful for me having the dogs because I had this instant connection with the business and I had a massive passion which was in the business, so that made it easier for me. And I think Daniel's obviously was a love of dogs, but was this desire to learn and to do the best you could do from that sense. So I think that made it a bit easier.
In the beginning, Alex left her job as a teacher and I still stayed working for Red Bull. So I would come into the business for a couple of hours before work and come back a couple of hours after work. So I didn't actually go into the business full time until you stopped working when you're pregnant with Evie.
So, and that's hard, you know. That's
Absolutely.
There's a lot of work, and business is hard. And so for you, that primary motivation, well, Alex is very clearly it's around the dogs. But what about as a business and running the business side of it? What do you think is that key motivator that drives you to keep doing it?
I still think it comes back to the dogs, to be honest.
Yeah, and I was going to say as well, the staff, we employ 23 of, I may be biased, but the best young people ever, literally.
Yeah, amazing.
And I think, a lot of them are younger than us, so we're really clear mentors for them as well, I think. So it's to try to be the best we can be and to show them that anything's possible, especially a lot of the younger girls, maybe a little bit confused. I know I was at 18, 19. I don't know what direction I'm headed in. So to try and kind of show them that anything is possible. And also I think our clients as well.
Yeah.
Our clients
Definitely
are
our clients.
phenomenal.
I mean, this business wouldn't be anywhere near where it is right now without those 23 young people or without our fantastic clients.
Yeah.
That trust us with their family members every single day.
Yeah.
So,
Factoring in, we see about 25,000 dogs a year. That's a lot of people.
Yeah, and then a lot of dogs.
yeah, absolutely. So,
And that's across 3 locations.
Two,
Two at the
soon
moment?
to be 3.
2, right? I
Soon
don't
to
know
be
why
3.
I thought.
Work in progress.
I'm
on
jumping
three.
ahead.
Yes.
that's
yes.
okay. That's what we do.
Yes.
We jump ahead to welcome. It's like you've been here for years.
I think the day we opened this, we went, okay, yeah, we'll do another one. Let's start thinking.
Yeah, so you started with one location
Yep.
and then moved to this
Yes.
one. What was that like, taking on board another location?
I think that was potentially a bigger learning
Definitely
curve.
was.
Because in the beginning, when we first purchased the business, we didn't really know what we were doing, so naivety was quite helpful in that sense, but we really understood the gravity of 1 to 2. So we increased our staff by over 100%.
We hired 10 new people.
10 new people. We went through 1,700 resumes.
That was intense.
That was crazy.
Because we want to pay everyone respect. They've applied for a job with us, so we replied individually to absolutely everybody.
And then we created a leadership team, which that's something that was unfamiliar territory
Foreign to
for
us,
us. And then we also had the joy, I suppose, of the creation of the facility, which we didn't get to do on the previous one. And we could, I guess, push Dogcity in the direction finally that we wanted it to go.
Now, you mentioned the importance of your customers and
Yes.
your client, and I use the word a lot, community around.
Yep.
Can you unpack a little bit more what it is, you know, that the people or the groups that make up your community?
Our clients are phenomenal. So let's say that they're obviously our priority, and we've got two elements to our clients. So that's furry and non-furry. That's the easy way that we refer to them. Because the dogs are our clients, so we obviously have to do the very best by them when they're here. But owners aren't going to leave their dogs with us unless they're also impressed, and we've got a relationship with them too. We have the luxury of having a drop-off and pick-up point, so that's a fair bit of time that we spend with these people
2
every
touch
single
points
day.
with every client every day. A big part of us is relationships within the industry. So we've worked really hard on having really positive relationships with local vets around Adelaide, dog trainers.
RSPCA.
RSPCA is a big one for us. We've really built a strong relationship with those guys as well, trying to support them where we can. We're at the Million Paws Walk with a stall. We say we're more than dog daycare, but in terms of the actual dogs, we are the daycare element. So we're not the medical side, we're not the behaviour side. So to have all these friends in the industry is really important to us, because that's where we refer clients for all these questions, because we don't answer questions that we don't know the answers to. We're not experts in the medical side or experts in the behaviour side. So.
Which I guess enhances our relationship with our clients again.
Absolutely.
So also pretty special, I mean, for us, having an instant connection with every single client that comes in here. We have the mutual love of dogs. that's phenomenal. With every single person that walks through this door, our staff have something in common with them. So we immediately have a talking point, and we immediately have...
There's an instant rapport.
Yeah, it is. It is. And you get people that do such incredible jobs during the day, and they come here and they just want to talk about their dog, and they will sit on a counter and sit on the floor, and I think we get to see a really special side of people, and
it's a very human element.
It's a very authentic side of people.
Yeah.
Outside of those professional spaces, their guard's down a bit more. It's all about their dog and about all the dogs. So
and there's a lot of love around that.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's why it is a happy place.
Yeah.
It's not just in there with the dogs. It is a happy place. People come in with this big smile, waiting to hear the funny stories about their dog that day, and that's so good because everyone leaves with a smile.
Yeah, absolutely.
How often can you say that?
No.
And our staff are some of the happiest people I know.
Absolutely.
They just laughter, and we joke around all the time, and they go running out to see clients and jobs. It's amazing. We have a fantastic community, and we're really fortunate to be part of that. More than just a dog daycare, what were we saying the other day? So it's not just what happens once a dog walks in the Dogcity doggy doors. It's what we offer them that they take with them when they leave. So it's about giving dogs skills here. So when they go out on the weekend with their owners for their mashed avocados and lattes, and they do all that kind of stuff, they've got skills where they can sit there and not be overwhelmed by other dogs walking past. They could be let off a lead at a beach and know how to interact with other dogs. That has a massive ripple effect for everyone. It means that we can be at the beach and we can feel safe. It means that our daughter can run along at the park and we can feel that she's safe as well. And part of that, we started a puppy program. It's called our Positive Puppy Program. So we get these dogs in. We have used our community to write a little book. So it's a book with leading animal behaviour experts, vets, the Good Dog SA, so the Dog and Cat Management Board, have all come in to write this book that goes to owners, and we essentially approached people and said, what do you want to tell new dog owners? Like what's a message we can get out? So we've got all of this awesome information from them. We do 5 intensive sessions with puppies. They graduate, they get a certificate, they do all that kind of stuff. But for us, it's knowing that even if they never come back, we've taught them something, and we believe we've contributed to the overall safety.
And so what is your primary communication methods then?
We have mobile phones.
Yep, each facility has a mobile phone.
And so the staff, so downstairs right now will have phones, and they'll be taking photos real time, sending messages, SMSs to all of the owners, letting them know what their dogs are doing, who they're playing with. Social media is massive for us. Instagram and Facebook. And we didn't really have, I guess, a strategy in that, which looking back is silly.
That's part of that 3.5 years ago.
Yeah, but I guess it's paid off now because we've worked out, now we upload specific photos we don't ever sell on social media. It's more, we're selling our experience. We're putting up photos of what the dog's doing. Each centre gets an album each day of all the doggy photos, all the funny stuff that happens. Instagram, our staff walk around.
It's a competition.
It's a competition as to who can come up with the funniest caption, and they're hilarious. They are hilarious. We get emails from just random people that will be like, my colleagues and I are sitting watching your Instagram right now. So funny.
I think it's the best part though, allowing these 18, 19 to 30-year-olds to use Instagram, create the captions, bit of a competition. It makes it fun. Whereas if we have one person sitting there doing it, it can become quite sterile.
And it's a chore.
It is a chore. It becomes a chore, and I think you can see that from the outside. If you're looking at somebody's social media feed, you can see if it's a chore, or you can see if they're having fun with it. So
or if it's the same person doing it.
Yeah, you can definitely see if it's the same person. We can tell internally if we look at a post. If I'm not at our West facility, I'm at our East facility today, and I see one of their posts, I can straight away tell if that was Dylan or Gemma, or because we then understand each other's styles internally. Yeah.
We're not going to sit here and we're the bosses, so we should be doing that. No. You guys are funnier than us most of the time. Sorry.
They're funnier than Alex. They'll get to me eventually. But.
And they help us access a different part of the market, So I think that's really important.
Yeah. We wouldn't have it any other way.
No.
I can't imagine,
And so are you blogging in amongst that as well?
That's something that we're a doggy bloggy. I think that's really important. And that was one of our community members actually made a suggestion that perhaps in our quest to be taken more seriously, that was a really good avenue to go down as well. Obviously, we would only blog about things that were relevant to us, but I think there's a lot of scope for that, and there's a lot of scope for our staff to participate in that as well. Like one of our staff, she's a vet in Ecuador, so she's just moved over to Australia, and obviously she's not practicing as a vet here, but how phenomenal to have that knowledge to help us as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
And to give them a voice in it, and I think they take more ownership and more responsibility comes with that as well. One of our staff is fantastic. This is where we tap into their resources. James is brilliant, and he can make little videos for us. So we'll kind of come up with an idea. So the puppy program, and then he does some filming, puts it all together, and then we put it on our plasma TVs for all of our clients to see as they're waiting for their dogs to be picked up. And then there's one on just a day in the life of Dogcity. And I guess I'm surprised we actually left that out when we were talking, because that's storytelling. It's especially the day in the life of Dogcity and the puppy program. It goes from beginning to end of what the experience is, and it's from a dog's perspective. So James was spending a lot of time on the floor during that filming, and that is storytelling. I think we inadvertently also do it through our social media as well, because the photos that are uploaded at the end of the day are generally a progression of the day. So you might see really craziness in the morning, and then it kind of plateaus, lots of dogs napping, and then it goes up again. And I think that's a really cool way for people to experience what happens during the day.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, and you're really taking them on that journey. Yeah.
I think so.
All right, I feel like we've covered all our questions, but you're not quite off the hook yet.
Don't need to be off of it.
In conclusion, though, I would love to know Daniel and Alex's, and you can have separate ones, it's okay, your Be the Drop tip. So that's your top connection or community building or communication tip.
I think from a community building perspective, I think it's just we're as genuine as we possibly can be. That transparency comes back. So with people that we communicate with or build relationships with, whether it be clients or people in the community, there's no hidden agenda from us. We're incredibly genuine and... Yeah.
I also think, love what you do. When you love what you do and you're so passionate about what you're talking about, people listen. And I think you're heard a lot more.
Yeah, absolutely.
I don't think we would be anywhere near as successful, for want of a better word, if we weren't working within our passion. It's such a privilege to do something you love. And I think if you harp on about that as much as possible, people definitely pay attention.
We don't get that Sunday night sinking stomach feeling.
No, we always joke about that. You log onto Facebook and you see people like, oh, when Sunday turns into that Monday feeling, we're like, what? It's work tomorrow. That's the best. Weekends are boring.
We hang out with heaps of dogs Monday to Friday. Why would I want a Sunday? Why would I want a Saturday?
And we hang out with the best people. It's like, this is our, I don't know, this is our everything. This is our social opportunities. This is our family. We call everyone our family.
Well, the cultural side of it's huge. The staff all really get along. There's a Facebook Messenger group where they're constantly in communication all day, every day. So I think people here actually want to be around each other.
Yeah. Be fun, be passionate, love what you do. Just love. I think it's so much easier. We're terrible liars. We would be awful at a job that we didn't love.
I would be no good in politics.
Well, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming
And
by.
so now I believe we get to have a bit of a
Absolutely.
hello to some dogs.